For 7 months, a lawyer, two actually, from Mr. Tay's office, an MP from New Brunswick, Rob Moore, and a lawyer, Andrew House, who lives in Nova Scotia, took this file and said they were dealing with it. Andrew House kept contacting me maybe 20 times on telephone while I was there the 7 months. In December, he called me here at home to tell me that he'd finished working on the file. It was on the appropriate desk in the Justice Department, and they would be dealing with it and would be in touch with me later as it became necessary. All I had to do was to be patient. In 2006, during Christmas, the cabinet had a change. Mr. Tays was taken from the Justice Department and replaced by a Mr. Rob Nicholson. I wasn't aware or informed of what was happening to my file. So just before Christmas in December, the weather was good, so I took my information handouts and went to the Confederation building here in Newfoundland, and at the back entrance for 4 days, I handed out more information sheets for 4 days during December. Over the Christmas period, I figured I'd stop because people weren't interested in my troubles during Christmas. So after Christmas in January, I went back again to Confederation building. In front of the building this time, at the entrance for the politicians, the Premier and the MHAs, I wore a Newfoundland flag over my shoulders, the same as in Ottawa, with my sign around my neck and my handouts. Overall, here in Newfoundland, I gave out 7,000 information handouts. 12,000 in Ottawa, 7,000 here, 19,000, naming these people and what they did over the abuse and the cover-up for more than 40 years. In January of 2007, this year, the Newfoundland government laid charges against me of defamatory libel on behalf of Mr. T. Ellie Kickman, I was told. They have kept me going and coming from court since then, and on the 1st of June, I was to have court in the Supreme Court of Newfoundland, and when I went there, they again tell me that they want to until the 28th of June because they are considering again dropping the charges. They're doing anything possible to keep me and my information out of a courtroom. Everything from freezing the file to arresting me and dropping charges. I've spent more money than I have in Ottawa. I'm physically and emotionally drained. It's destroyed what little life I had, all my savings, all my assets, all my life insurance, everything we've ever owned, and now we're about to lose a little house we've had for 23 years. I don't know what else I can legally do to get justice. The Canadian Constitution says that if I witness a crime, if I have evidence of a crime, or if I know about a crime being committed and I don't report that, then I'm also a criminal. Well, I've done all of that for more than 40 years, and they're doing everything possible to make me the criminal. I don't know where else I can turn. I'd appreciate any help or any advice that anyone can give me, and I'm open to any suggestions. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, I know. I mean, this must be such a burden.
Man, I'm the oldest of 12 kids. I got one son. This is Father's Day. I'm the only father they ever had. No one calls on a birthday. I hear nothing from no one at Christmas. And today, nothing as well.
You have other children besides Trevor?
No, sir. He's the only.
But you don't hear from your brothers and sisters?
No, sir.
But they were part of the complaints. They've made statements as well.
Yes.
That have been included in your submissions to the courts.
Letters from my family are on my website on the internet. They are with the Justice Department. And this 300-page package has gone all over the world, from the United Nations to the U.S. to the United Kingdom and to the International Court in The Hague and to 2 popes. For this, I don't have an high school education, but the first library card I've ever had was to do research and try and figure out how to use the internet and how to put my information down so at least people could read it. I keep fighting because I'm left with no choice. Right now, the things that, mediocre things that I did achieve and assets that I did accumulate over 53 years during my fight to try and get justice, all these are gone. I don't have a choice but to fight until I get justice, or until the system changes so this can't happen to someone else. Because this can be anyone. This can happen to all of you. If you're an individual and you don't have any impact or carry any weight with the system, then this could be your family. And it happens to families all over, and we never hear about it. But with me, I don't have a choice but to fight, because I've got nothing left now but to fight. It's what keeps me going from one day to the next. It consumes everything I do for the past 9 years, every day of 9 years since March of 1998. I've done this every day. I spend hours on the internet daily. I talk to everyone I can daily. I try to keep myself emotionally and physically going as much as I possibly can. I started formally reporting to the RCMP in 1960. I was 7 years old then. At 7 years old, I'm already 3 years into being molested and abused by my mother and her friends. At 4 years old, I was taken to the cottage hospital to be circumcised on a Sunday afternoon by 2 nurses, a nurse Squires and a nurse Riggs, because my mother, after Sunday school, decided she wanted to play with me. They had to surgically remove and give me a circumcision. I told the RCMP this in my statement in 1998, and the lead investigator, Constable John Warr, said, "You can't remember back that far." And I said, "Mr. Warr, I haven't seen the medical reports, but you're going to apologize to me later, because that happened when I was 4 years old. It happened on a Sunday afternoon. I described the hospital room, the 2 nurses to him, and said it will be in my medical reports. It was just before I started school." He came back to me after and said, "Byron, yeah, you're correct. It did happen to you, and these were the nurses." And I said, "Yes, sir. You don't remember things that traumatize you that much. You don't forget things that traumatize you that much." And he said, "Yeah, I understand."